Thokozani, Dumelang. This is Makhosi Buhlebenkanyezi. Yes, my followers, you've been asking me for quite some time now to do this a video, right? And I, Makhosi Buhlebenkanyezi, from the time that I was a girl, I started seeing things, things that I at the time thought it was obvious to everybody. Okay, as actually I carried on believing that until I was in my 20s when I realized that actually they don't, right? I saw and felt that when I did something that hurt somebody, that I ultimately get terribly hurt too. Even worse, I started connecting the dots. Yeah, I was a kid. I started connecting the dots. And I guess I was starting to lose direction because I started getting very dangerous with the way I played. I'd take chances, take very big risks, huge risks. So I got hurt and I lost my my permanent memory because I could only remember the day before and nothing else. So it was like I had to start all over again, and obviously then without my permanent memory, I didn't know what was going on. Okay. My family noticed a new person. So I stayed home a lot. I read a lot. I was a new person, and I grew up and it continued this journey of mine. I understood that the reason why I had that accident was actually to wipe away all that I had experienced that was becoming very destructive. And I realized that God loved me so much that He was going to make sure that I don't get lost. So I carried on, and I had no fear. That I didn't lose. Okay. So this man, Gary Zukav, the first time I saw him interviewed on Oprah Winfrey Show, I couldn't believe it. It was for the first time in my life. At the time, I was in my late 20s. I have never heard anyone talk the way I think. It was the first time in my life, And this man already at the time, he was middle-aged, I mean, he was graying already. He didn't look old. Gary Zukav. And this is what he was being interviewed about, this book, The Seat of the Soul. And a few years later, I believe, I got a copy of this book and I read, and I was so into this book. I couldn't believe it. It was like reading my thoughts. I was so grateful that actually somebody, and actually at the time I realized that at the same time it must have been who were in the same class when God was giving this lesson, those who were conscious at the time to receive this message that we did. Okay, so this man, Gary Zukav, this book that he wrote, this became my word, my true word, right? Like what people regard as a Bible. So I live up to every single word that is in this book. And I started doing that long before I even knew about this book. So that's what makes me so grateful. I will spread the word about this book for as long as it takes, right? So anyway, the point is to do sort of like an overview for those of my followers who are reading the book, because it is quite a difficult book to read and follow, you have to read a passage, a page, probably a few times. You have to go back and forth every time you read to understand something that you read before, and that is quite normal, okay? So Gary Zukav starts off talking about evolution. Okay, so evolution as us people, right? As long as I remember, we were taught that evolution is about becoming like basically superhuman, right? Technology, trying to get people, what you call, not to die, by replacing their organs and all that stuff, right? This is what is regarded as evolution, cloning and all that advanced technology, biological technology, right? So this is how people that I and Gary Zukav regard as the five sensory personality, which is people who depend on what they see, what they smell, what they taste, what they hear, and what they touch, right? With their hands or body. Just touch what they can see and touch, right? So they believe that's all there is. So these kind of people, right, they pursue external power, which is exactly that which is external. That would mean, in this case, in this world, money, right? So everything basically in the five sensory world is pushed, it's evoked, right? It's because by money, right? So money makes the world go round, right? That's the saying. Without money, no life, no good living. So that's the five sensory perspective that we aspire, right? To get more, do more, to, according to the five sensory world, make things better for us. When in effect, we actually affecting the world in a negative way, okay? So the multisensory, which is an evolved type of personality from the five sensory personality. A multisensory personality is someone who sees beyond the five sensory, right? So someone who, like me, Umakhosi, Nisangoma, I have ancestors, I have guides, I know people have souls, I see into people's souls, I'm able to take negativity and put positivity into people's souls, right? Because that's how the Lord designed me, which makes sense why, as young as I was, that I started this journey, barely a teenager, right? So evolution based on the multisensory personality is the soul evolving. In other words, whatever we do, whatever that we effect, in other words, what we feel that turns into thought, that we put into action, is causation. And that causation has effect on the soul, and the soul has to evolve all that and bring it back onto the physical world where it began, to complete the circle, right? So you hit somebody, you get hit. Worse, right? So that's how it goes, right? In the five sensory. So a five sensory personality is someone who's conscious, is someone who knows and realizes that what I do has cause and effect. Okay, this is the evolution that is we speak about when we talk about the soul. Okay, so moving on to evolution, we go to karma, which is the next chapter. Okay, in karma, which is exactly what I said before, cause and effect. So what you do is causation based on how you felt, what you thought, and then you planned or whatever it is that you reacted to, and you caused negative energy because of your anger, your fear, right? So you cause that negative energy that affected the soul, and the soul has to evolve. That's what the soul does. It evolves. The whole point of us being present on this earth is to heal the soul. So when we talk about karma, right, when we talk about multi-sensory personality, which would be the five sensory personality, which I've explained, and the multi-sensory personality that I've explained, right? So as a human being, right, we have feelings, right? So those feelings that we have are here, or at least the soul, that is the communication center, which is the soul. Those feelings are evoked by the soul for us, the personality, which is the physical body that lives on the physical world, for us to learn and to realize, right, that there is more to just the physical. So when you feel anger and fear and you react in anger and fear, right, you don't stop to think about what you are causing, or that the fact that you have caused and therefore it's going to be affected upon you too. You don't think about that. That's called emotional intelligence. So if you feel fear, you need to introspect. You need to find why the fear. Where does it come from, right? And to heal the fear. So that's what the soul is doing. It's bringing events, situations, people, memories, dreams to evoke the feelings for the personality to learn about its purpose on earth, right? So karma is about that. Karma is about the fact that you realize that what is happening to you as in your feelings, your dreams, is communication from your soul, making you, growing you into realizing that you have a purpose, right? Because once you introspect, once you become emotionally intelligent, then you are able to recognize things that will happen because of your feelings, right? When you act on your feelings, right? So that's where karma comes in, right? So cause and effect based on our feelings. So the soul's intention is to educate us, to evolve us. So we learn that there is more beyond the five sensory, that we are here on soul purpose to heal the soul. Okay, and the next chapter, reverence. So reverence is about how we regard life. Okay, so reverence means the unwavering respect, deep respect for something or someone. Okay, so I have reverence for life. I know the Lord has reverence for life because he created life, right? And this is the reason why every Friday sunset for us, we acknowledge to be Shabbat, and we recognize, and by saying out loud Shabbat Shalom, this is the time that we celebrate the day that the Lord our God created us, blew life into us, right? That's when we became present. The souls that he created became action souls, right? So reverence is having respect for life. And when I say respect for life, I mean knowing and understanding that life is as important. It doesn't matter what form it is in, whether it's the soil, the water, air that we breathe in, another human being, the plants, right? These are life. Throwing paper, plastic on the road, throwing things out of your car, plastic, paper, you are destroying the world, which is their life. So for multi-sensory personalities who are conscious, yes, being conscious means you understand, you introspect, you understand that you are here on this purpose to heal the soul, that the feelings that you feel are evoked inside of you from the soul to teach you the personality about your purpose on this earth. So you have deep respect for life, and respect life in any form, whether it's an ant or dog or whatever. Life is important. Life is equally important. A life of an ant, a life of a human being, a life of a dog, all equally important. Having reverence for life means that you are conscious that if you are going to hurt a life or take a life, kill a life, that you are creating negative karma, that same action that you are imposing on another will be coming back to you. So if you are the kind of person who are continually giving out always this negative energy of harming, hurting, killing, you have so much of it that it is so much that you don't pay for all of it. That's called evil. That is carried over to other people who are your soulmates. They'll be your family, your children, right? That's how it goes. That is karma. And karma and reverence go very, very much together, because reverence for life makes you conscious. So if you are a conscious person, you are going to have good karma, because you treat life, you expose yourself to life, you respect life, right? You take in life, right? And you see it as just as important as you are. And you realize that harming life is harming yourself, this life, because we are here to love and to have compassion. That is true reverence. That is true authentic power. We move on to the next chapter, the heart. Building on reverence and karma. The heart, okay, is opening yourself, okay, realizing that who you are, what you are, the causation that you have on this physical earth school world. I call it, it's Gary Zukav calls it, I call it also, the physical world is the F school. This is where personalities are brought on by the soul to heal the soul. So we personalities are the manifestations of what the soul intends to heal. Okay, so we come on this earth school as the purpose and the intention of the soul to heal, right? So the heart is basically our soul. You know, growing up, I used to think about the heartbeat. I used to love listening to the heartbeat. You know, my mom was a nurse, so I used to use her stethoscope, you know, to listen. I loved it. And it amazed me that this thing actually has no help. It's the center of life. It beats, and if it stops, then you're gone, right? So, Makhosi. And it is so important that somebody actually thought to make a artificial heart that actually works. Without a heart, you are no longer alive. And they can actually, the doctors, medical world, surgeons can take out your heart and put your body on bypass, right? They kill you for a short period of time, take your heart out, work on your heart, put it right back inside of you, stitch it on, close you up, and then you're alive. Isn't that amazing, right? So the heart, that's your soul. That beating, that is your soul. That is your soul's rhythm. Okay? So your heart, your heartbeat, that stimulates dreams. Okay, those are communications with your soul. So you have the centers, right, which is your heart and your brain, and here also, which would be your productive survival mode, right? So the heart is your soul. Listening to your heart is listening to what your soul needs from you. And listening to what your soul needs from you is your soul's soul intention, right? For the manifestation for the manifestations of this personality, right? The manifestation of the soul's intentions to heal would be this personality. So the personalities are the soul's intentions to heal. So your heart is your soul. So that was the end of the introduction. Okay, and the next part is intuition. This is the second part of creation. We create through intuition. You know what you need to do in every situation based on your intuition. Without intuition, what are we? Intuition is your instinct. Intuition is your dreams. Intuition is your feelings, your deja vus, your, ooh, something just, that is your intuition. That is your soul letting you know that there is life beyond what you see, what you smell, what you taste, and what you touch. Right? Actually, in actual fact, okay, and it has been proven scientifically too, right? What we see with our five senses, okay, is only 2 to 5% of the reality that exists in the planet, as in the whole universe, right? So if you depend on what you see, that makes you unconscious. That means that you generate negative karma and you're not even aware. You bad luck, bad things happening to me. I don't understand. You have negative karma that you constantly generate without even being aware, right? So your intentions are completely oblivious to you. You don't know your own intentions. All you know is to react, right? So that is your intuition. And then we move to the next chapter. Okay? So you read this book, obviously there's more to bring you into touch with understanding what I'm talking about right now. The next one is creation in light, right? Light, the universal light, okay, that every time you hear someone pray about the light from God, it enters us from here on top, which is why it is so important, right? This part of your body, okay, this here is very important, which why it's always covered when you are in public, when you are with other people. You protect this part of your body because you always want to keep it clean, because that's where the light enters. This light of creation, this light that enters you, that makes you strong. So if you are a multi-sensory person and you live life, experience life, and you give life with love and compassion, and that's your entire consciousness, right? Then the light flows through you effortlessly, right? So you live healthy, you stay healthy and strong. Okay? And even the people, your social conscious, the people, your family, your or whatever religious groups if you have, your peer, your friends, right? Your community, your state, your country, every person that you have effect on, you have a positive karma on. All right? So that is the light, right? You become a force to stop negative energy. Intention. Now, intentions, like I said already, if you are aware of your conscious behavior, if you become conscious, then you become aware of your intentions, right? Then you realize that your intentions are the ones that actually are the force that heals the soul. This is the origin, okay? The source of the communication from your soul of what it is that needs to be done to heal the soul. So that will be part intention 1 and intention 2. I hope you read this, guys, because this is just an overview, okay? And then we move on to responsibility. Responsibility, choice. Remember what we talked about when I said force. You become a force. Remember the a law of motion? An object will remain in motion, okay, until a force acts upon this object, right? So I've lost my place in the book. All right. So we are with creation. We've moved on now to the responsibility, choice. So, choice. Growing up, we've always been taught that God gave us choice. God created mankind and he gave us choice. That choice is your consciousness. Okay? So whatever is presented to you in this world, the choice that you have is the choice to go with your soul. So you know at this point that consciousness means living up to your soul's intention, right? So the choices that we make, whether we get addicted to all the things that life presents to us, or that the relationships that we have and the temptations that are presented in our lives, okay, this is all part of responsibility, and these responsibilities are all soul's intentions of the soul. Okay, so all these aspects that I have mentioned are your soul's growing you. It's your soul's communication. It's the personality's work. It's the purpose of the personality. So the relationships you have, the choices you make, the addictions that life brings upon you or that you get lost in, okay, these are responsibilities that your soul has to continually be challenged with. So that's what personalities soul purpose now is to, because we have choice, we choose responsibilities, and the addictions that we have, that we are aware and we conquer our addictions, that we don't let our addictions rule our lives, right? And there is power in that. And all of these things are all the soul's intentions to bring authentic power into our lives. Okay, so we move on to power. Power as psychology. Okay, understanding that psychology, a personality, is not just what is felt and experienced by the five sensory. There's more to it. There's generational archetype information that should be collected. And I know with science, psychology, that's where it ends. But then with spiritual psychology, it goes deeper than that. For a conscious multisensory person, you realize that the pain that you're feeling could be the pain that was caused like 10 generations ago, that it still remains with the soul because it has never been corrected, that the personalities that the soul has been manifesting have never achieved the particular goal of the soul to bring that personality on earth to heal that part of the soul. So it will just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. Therefore, we find children are the new generations getting addicted to drugs, getting lost, because it is the continual ignorance based on this five sensory personality, thinking or not thinking about what is beyond, and that life is for purpose. We don't let life happen to us. We are a purpose. We live a purposeful life, and we do it consciously. And this is where illusions come in. Okay, illusions are what we experience when we interact with each other, personality to personality, in the social consciousness, the social collective consciousness. That will be your church groups, your family, your friends, all the groups that you can think of in the social context. Okay, so illusions are what occurs in there. Okay, and these illusions are the soul's intentions for us to realize that, you see, what the soul does, Tina, what we think is the ultimate, the five sensory people, they think that's the ultimate. It's actually just the beginning. The soul is actually what is at play, not the personality. The personality is just an instrument or a manifestation of the soul. And that soul, particular soul, manifests many personalities to fix different areas of what the parts of the soul that needs healing. Okay, so the illusions are things like all the situations that happen amongst us. Okay, power is that light that we receive by living a life of love and compassion. So the power that you have is that light. So when that light enters you and you're not a conscious person, right, and you live a life of fear, you will continually have pains on your body. Okay, from this central energy center, that central energy center, and this central energy center. Okay, those are the centers where you lose power. So if you are a person who fears love, then you will feel pain. This is the area where you will suffer the most. Okay, whether it be cancer or whatever ailment that you have, that will be your area of suffering. Okay, what science psychology calls psychosomatic. Starts as psychosomatic, manifests itself physically, right? Then you become ill physically. And then this part of the center also, this is the part where the power center, where you lose energy, where you worry about survival, how you going to survive. And this area here, that will be your belief, your faith, what you think. Do you have control over your thoughts, right? You lose power there too if you don't, right? People don't live life unconsciously. They live life not aware of what they're doing. They cause effect to their soul with negative energy without any knowledge of what they're doing. And then the last part would be trust, which I have kept on hold. And I guess I will do this one at the end with a different video, which will follow this one, because we're still doing revision. So I hope this is helpful. I know I went through it very fast, but it gives you an idea of what to find. So for healers, Tina Izangoma, this is the ultimate tool for us. So if you are a healer and you live a life of love and compassion, and you understand the causation of your intentions on this physical world, then you are a great healer. Togoza. Emakhosini. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy this 35-minute video. Togoza. Light and love to all of you.